Reviewing strangers' websites. Today I'm going to review DebraWestAudio.com. First up, this doesn't look like a normal website design, so it's going to be interesting. The navigation, it looks like, is here, which should be up here somewhere. It's a little weird place to put it. This isn't really necessary because they're going to click on whatever they're going to click on anyway. There's a big icon here, a big logo. Not entirely sure if she does voice acting, audio modifications, or what exactly the audio and voice part is. Not a clear value showing here. Looks like I have to click to listen to some of these examples here. If you right click right here, yep, it's flash based here. Sort of funky showing up on my screen, probably not on the recording. Having issues hearing the audio above? No, because the audio is not above. Click here to download the individual files. This part could be below here. Not really necessary. Could probably just put individual download link icons next to each of these. These, however, should probably be a little better player used. There's no privacy policy or terms of service. Those are just pretty standard these days. The FCC is starting to get pretty interesting with those. Even if you're something like this, it's just a good idea to have one. You can find the generators all over the internet. Some are good, some aren't. Some will hold up in court, some won't. It's best to get a lawyer for that, so don't count on the generators covering you. Lawyers don't actually cost as much as you'd think, but you only really need to worry about that if you're pulling in a ton of visitors, because there's no point otherwise, unless you have a huge fear of being messed with. So let's rate card. Not really sure what that's about. Learn more about me. That's an interesting picture. Not entirely sure I would use that one. That's a ton of text and super tiny. Should be at least 12-point font. That's just too tiny. Way too much text there. Put a little video up. Put the text next to it. Boom. Okay, so then let's see, what else do we got? See, that nav missing is messing me up. Head back to the main menu. This takes forever to load. Shouldn't. So let's take a look at some alternatives here. Soundcloud, nice player. You can get embeddables for your website. For WordPress websites, websites are easy to put up. I'll recommend taking a check on that. For example, this is one of the plugins you can get. It's supposed to do a bunch of things, but there's a ton of them. You don't really even need this. A lot of embedding plugins will include the Soundcloud as one of the players that it supports. This is a pretty good theme you can use for pretty much most basic things. It's clean. It's got a lot of options to work with. You can check out this here. This is just for the demo. I'm going to show you some presets I have set up here for you. This is just how different it can look. The flip over, the color, all of it. You see how that works there. This is an extended, but on here it is. It's the same theme. These don't run for a whole lot. You see they're about 55-45 on Theme Forest, and they have WordPress themes of all kinds. You got nonprofit, entertainment, miscellaneous. Just check it on it, look through here. I usually look at sales because that shows how many people have bought it and and how many people, and always make sure to check out the comments and support areas, mostly the comments, just to see if they're answering questions or if there's unhappy people or not. Just take some time to check out what you're doing before you buy it, because some of them can be pretty buggy, so it's good to know. All in all, I would say this website needs to be overhauled. It needs to have better call to action, better value showing, because right now it's just a hodgepodge of elements. It's not a terrible hodgepodge. It could definitely be worse, seen worse, but do something a little different perhaps. I would put a video of a little bit about it, like an explanation of what you do, a contact form right here, right next to it. You know, there's the button that says contact me now. You know, a little bit of a description, like tell me what kind of project you need me to work on, or just tell some, you know, put some specs you want them to put in there. And then you can have your Soundcloud embeddables right below it, and put a little your logo up here and your tagline, and that will be a lot more helpful. If you want to have Debra West audio and voice, you can just put Debra West, a line, a straight vertical line, and then audio and voice. It breaks up the flow, but it all still looks like one element at that point. But this should just be in a different format that encourages people to actually use it, and so they know what you're doing. It's sort of hard to get used to doing website design, and everybody fumbles with it. You can always improve, but this is not a bad logo. This is a pretty good try here, but try something like WordPress or a different system that will give you a much cleaner look, much more compelling message to the user.